Janarañjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janarañjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar Radhe. Jaya Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. जय युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So we are reading chapter 11, text 21. The universal form. Amihi tvām sura-saṅghāḥ viśanti, kecid bhītāḥ prāñjalayo gṛṇanti, svastīty uktvā maharṣi-siddha-saṅghāḥ, stuvanti tvām stutibhiḥ puṣkalābhiḥ. Amihi tvām sura-saṅghāḥ viśanti, kecid bhītāḥ prāñjalayo gṛṇanti, svastīty uktvā maharṣi-siddha-saṅghāḥ, stuvanti tvām stutibhiḥ puṣkalābhiḥ. Amihi tvām sura-saṅghāḥ viśanti, kecid bhītāḥ prāñjalayo gṛṇanti, svastīty uktvā maharṣi-siddha-saṅghāḥ, stuvanti tvām stutibhiḥ puṣkalābhiḥ. Amihi tvām sura-saṅghāḥ viśanti, kecid bhītāḥ prāñjalayo gṛṇanti, svastīty uktvā maharṣi-siddha-saṅghāḥ, stuvanti tvām stutibhiḥ puṣkalābhiḥ. Amihi tvām sura-saṅghāḥ viśanti, kecid bhītāḥ prāñjalayo gṛṇanti, svastīty uktvā maharṣi-siddha-saṅghāḥ, stuvanti tvām stutibhiḥ puṣkalābhiḥ. Amihi tvām sura-saṅghāḥ viśanti, kecid bhītāḥ prāñjalayo gṛṇanti, Mataji. Amihi tvām sura-saṅghāḥ viśanti kecid bhītāḥ prāñjalayo gṛṇanti. Word by word meaning. Ami, all those. He, certainly. Tvām, you. Sura-saṅghāḥ, groups of demigods. Viśanti, are entering. Kecid, some of them. Bhītāḥ, out of fear. Prāñjalayaḥ, with folded hands. Gṛṇanti, are offering prayers. Svasti, all peace. Iti, thus. Uktvā, speaking. Maharṣi, great sages. Siddha-saṅghāḥ, perfect beings. Stuvanti, are singing hymns. Tvām, unto you. Stutibhiḥ, with prayers. puṣkalābhiḥ, Vedic hymns. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. All the host of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Host of great sages and perfected beings, crying, all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. Please repeat. All the host of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Host of great sages and perfected beings, crying, all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. Purport. So we have a very small purport here, just one sentence. The demigods in all the planetary systems fear the terrific manifestation of the universal form and its glaring effulgence, and so prayed for protection. Om ajnānatimirandasya jnānāñjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, we welcome all of you in this regular Bhagavad Gita class. So, since last few weeks we are reading this chapter, the universal form. ठीक है आवाज? Okay. So, as we are hearing, after describing about his opulences and potencies in the last chapter, now Krishna is displaying on the request of Arjuna a form which is unparalleled, and as Srila Prabhupada has explained in previous slokas, that this is Arjuna asking for us people so that nobody can cheat us claiming that he is God. So Prabhupada writes that if somebody claims that he is God, he should be able to show the universal form. But devotees don't like to see this form, like Arjuna is not happy, like the demigods are also not enjoying this. Here it is written that they are praying for protection. They were so feared looking at this form that they are praying for the protection to the Lord. So this is very special quality of the demigods. whenever they might do some mistakes, but when any problem comes, they just pray to Krishna. That is why they are called Sura. That is why they are Vishnu Bhaktas. So we see there are many pastimes like this. But whenever they face any challenge, any tribulations, any misery in their life, they only know Krishna. They immediately go to the prescribed process and take shelter of the Lord. So this is very important instruction to all of us in a way, because we are also facing different kind of challenges, tribulations in our life, which we don't want, but they are coming in due course, and we have our own understanding to solve it. But here the message is very loud and clear that anything that happens, we should train our mind, our consciousness to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we can discuss on this particular theme like this, that how important this message is, that demigod, despite they are not ordinary people, demigods are like empowered post holders in the supreme government of the Lord. Demigods have got lot of post and position to manage, because Krishna has given them that potency or that power to do big tasks. But even they, those appointed special souls, whenever they face challenge, they immediately remember the Lord. So, like we see many examples in the Shastra, when there was this, we are hearing in Hindi Bhagavatam, the fight between the demons and the demigod is going on, and now the demigods has lost all power, demons are more powerful, and now somehow they have got together to do that Samudra Manthan, churning the ocean, and Krishna is ready to take the form of this tortoise to hold the Mandara hill, and Vasuki is the thread. And here Krishna instructs them that you should go and work with them. It is important, because if you don't work together, we cannot churn out this Amrit, the nectar from the ocean. So on the instruction of the Lord, that is another very good quality. They are always depending on the Lord, and then they follow the instruction. Whatever Lord says, they try to follow. So this Bhagavad Gita is an instruction to all of us, the whole entire human society. And we are supposed to be living the principles given in Bhagavad Gita to make our life happy and successful. So they started churning, and when we know the story, the poison manifest and the nectar manifest, and now they don't know who will take the nectar. But because the demigods were quite submissive to the Lord, Krishna appears in the form of Mohini Murti, and then he ensures that the demigods are protected. So, in nutshell, the message for us is that any activity we do, we have to accept and acknowledge this understanding that Krishna is the supreme protector. There is this shlok, Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Surida Sarva Bhutanam Natvāṁ Santi Mrichati. So here the sages, the second sentence of this shloka says that the sages are perfected beings. They are crying for all peace. The sages, what is the peace formula in Bhagavad Gita? Sages, who are sages? Sages are those special souls or elevated personalities who are constantly meditating on the Supreme Lord, and simultaneously they are par dukhe dukhi, means they are feeling pain of the society in general, because the society in general is so much materially attached, and looking to that attachment and their suffering, the sages are praying that we want peace, we want prosperity for all living beings. This is the second sentence of this translation. The host of great sages and perfected beings crying for all peace. They want peace in the society because they understand that due to our desire to lord it over the material nature, as Prabhupada write, to enjoy the material nature. Because of that desire, these tribulations are thrown on us and we are in this material world now. But our constitutional position, Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nityadas, that is our constitutional position, to be servant of the Lord. But due to our conditioning, we have developed the desire to enjoy, and this desire is making our life more and more miserable. So the sages, they are praying to the Lord, and the sages are said to be perfected beings. Why they are perfected beings? Because anyabhilashita sunyam, they have no other desire but just to serve the Lord. They are just 24 hours, tushyanti cha ramanti cha. They want to sing the glories of the Lord. They want to hear the glories of the Lord. They are just engaged in that. So they have developed a strong faith in the process of hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. This is very, very important. The first canto of the Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada very strongly emphasizes this point about hearing and chanting the glories about the Lord and His holy name. But it is so easily available by the mercy of Prabhupada. Now, sometime we might think that it is so easy, it is accessible. I can chant Hare Krishna, what is so big deal about it? I can read Bhagavad Gita, I can attend Bhagavad Gita class. But it is not easy. It is a special mercy on us that we are able to participate in this wonderful process. It is not easy. So, this a continuous attempt to be always engaged in this process is what the sages have succeeded in doing. They have succeeded in doing this, so they don't have any anxiety for what I will eat, what will be my living arrangement, what I will eat in the evening, let me arrange something for tomorrow, let me fill a tiffin. They don't have any such anxiety. They are very simple. They know that Krishna will provide. Krishna is the supreme provider. They have no anxiety of any kind. This is what is the meaning of perfected beings. They are perfect. They are just living their life as per the system given by the Lord. And they understand that this system is Purnam. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. They understand this principle. So they are perfected beings, and so only such perfected beings can think about welfare of others. Like Srila Prabhupada. He was perfectly placed in Sri Vrindavan Dham, in Radha Damodar Mandir, at the age of 69. But because of his perfected consciousness, which was fixed in Krishna's lotus feet always, and his desire to please his spiritual master, he started to move out of Vrindavan to spread the glories of the Lord. So this is how the perfected beings are. They have no desire for their personal benefit. They don't have any understanding what they have to do for themselves. They are thinking for the pleasure of the Lord, pleasure of the devotees, how to help people in general to come out of their struggling situation of life, so that they can get attracted to the lotus feet of the Lord. So they are asking that please, they are crying, the translation says they are crying, all peace. They are praying sincerely for the peace. And they also know that only Krishna can do it. Not that they felt that, okay, we will make arrangement of feeding the entire world. Okay, we will make arrangement to give house to entire world. Okay, we will make arrangement of supplying electricity in all the villages of the world. They didn't thought like this. I mean, these munis were not ordinary saints. Like we know Kardam Muni, he made a plane, right? Kardam Muni? He made a plane, celestial plane, which had like all palatial arrangements, gardens, parks, beautiful houses, rivers, lakes, everything we can think of, fruit trees, everything was just there. Enormous amount of servants to take care of, nice clothing, jewelries, everything was available. So they have that capacity, they have that potency to do such things. But such saints, they are not getting engaged into feeding the world, providing housing to the world, clothing to the world. they understand that it is not going to help them. That is not the real well-being of the society. If we want to give them real protection, we have to give them Krishna. We have to give them a process through which they can develop faith in the Lord. Like we hear the story, an example, not a story, where one small boy was lost in the Mela. In a big festival there was, and a small boy lost his father in that, and now he was crying. And there were many gentlemen visiting that fair every day. So one person extended him some food to eat, and he thought that he is crying because he is hungry. He is a nice person, he gave him some food. And then he ate the food, and again tomorrow he is crying. Because now who will give him? So then somebody comes, he sees, oh, his clothes are torn, so he tried to help him with some clothes. He got clothes, but still he is crying because he has bigger anxiety than clothes and food. And then somebody came who was a medical doctor. He said maybe he has some pain here and there. He checked him everything for free and tried to give him some medicine to encourage him so that he don't cry. But still he is crying. And then some wonderful devotee reached there, and he somehow knows his father. So he said, oh, where is your father? Then he says, oh, I got lost somehow. So he said, okay, don't worry, I will take you to your home. And then he took that child and connected to the father. And now this child is happy. He has clothes, he has food, he has all his medical needs taken care of. Plus, this person has given him nothing. If we see materially, he has supplied him nothing. But he has solved the root cause of his problem. So similarly, the root cause, the saint understand what is the root cause in this material world. The root cause is our attachment to these bodies. The root cause is our forgetfulness of relationship with the Lord. That is the root cause why the society today is suffering. And we are manufacturing so many ways to become happy. But it is not possible. We just have to be submissive to the system of the Lord. We just have to be submissive to the teachings of the sadhu, shastra and guru. Then we can understand the purport of the shastras. The submissiveness is very important. Like Parikshit Maharaj, as soon as he came to know he is going to die in 7 days, he just sat like Prabhu is sitting straight, alert, and was no eating, no sleeping, no breaks, concentrating on hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. This is how he steps on the death and goes to the abode of the Lord. This is how he was privileged. So these saints are sincerely praying for the peace, and that peace is because they know that any endeavor we do is not sufficient. But if Krishna, like Draupadi, her husbands were present, Vishnu Pitama was present, all kind of wonderful arrangement to protect us was available. But nobody could help. Only Krishna came to help her. So in the Shastra there are innumerable examples where we see that Lord only incarnates to protect his devotees. He has no other agenda. Somebody might think that he come to kill the demons, but that is secondary. That he can do with anybody can, even his representative can do it. But when it is something like directly helping the devotees, then yogakshemam vahamiham, he himself does that. He doesn't delegate it to anybody. Such glorious is the Lord. So these saints, perfected saints or perfected beings are praying to the Lord that please protect the all beings on this world. They are suffering, and when they saw this Vishwarup, they are quite bewildered. Oh, what is this? They were not at all happy to see this form of the Lord, because they could not relate with it. So this form is not for devotees, but this form is for basically a theistic class of people who might challenge sometimes, who is Krishna? He's just playing flute? How can he be God? So Arjuna has very smartly asked Krishna to reveal this form. So Prabhupada said, if somebody is claiming that, then we should ask him, okay, you are God, then show us your universal form. So show us your Vishwarup form. If he can show that, then he can claim that he is God. Otherwise, not. So these are some special arrangement made by these perfected beings. Like Arjuna was also a perfected being. He has all the potency to travel anywhere. He has all the potency to control air with just his, the knowledge which he learned from Dronacharya, he was so powerful. But here he is doing a role play, as if he knows nothing, as if he doesn't know the science of soul, as if he doesn't know that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, as if he doesn't know anything about the opulence of the Lord. He is just doing role play. So many times we see perfected beings among us, also they do a role play to teach us, to help us, to make us feel that they really care for us, they want to support us, they want us to be progressing in our spiritual life. But sometimes because of our poor conditioning, we think that no, they might exploit us, no, they might cheat us. So this faith in the perfected being has to be developed. It is very, the way these demigods, the sages are having unsurmountable faith in the Lord, that Lord can only provide peace to the society. Lord can only provide a place where they can happily live their life. Lord only knows the system through which He can provide proper food to us, through which He can provide proper air to us, through which He can provide proper water to us. Just imagine, now in most of the Braj area, because of our over-intrusiveness or disturbance, we don't have sweet water left. And this is the same land where Mother Jamuna was flowing with all the kind of sweet water. The whole 12 forests were blooming with so many kind of birds, beautiful singing in chorus, glorifying the Lord. So many beautiful animals were there, wonderful fruit trees, flower trees, a lot of aroma was flowing in the breeze. And because of our over-interference and not believing in the system of the Lord, this system has collapsed. So these perfected beings, they understand that we don't have to do anything. That is why they are called perfected beings, and they are just submissive to the system of the Lord. Demigods, every time they tried to do something, they miserably failed. So this is a lesson to all of us, to the modern society today, which feels that we are advancing, that every endeavor to advance will only lead to a bigger failure. Every endeavor to advance will just lead to a bigger failure. So, when Krishna speaks this shloka, bhoktaram yagya tapasam, in that Prabhupada writes that every endeavor of us, who is the beneficiary? Krishna is the beneficiary. This is the most important change that is expected from us. If we want to have peace in our life, we have to understand that Krishna is the bhokta. We cannot think that, okay, I am cooking pizza, I will eat it. No, this cooking is done for the Lord. This understanding has to come before we start cooking. Not that I want to eat pizza, so I will offer pizza to Krishna. We should think that, what should I feed the Lord? What should I feed the Lord today? What will please Him most? This is the thought process we should have. This is how we should start thinking. Otherwise, from the beginning we are wrong. So the beneficiary is Krishna, we are not the beneficiary. But out of the causeless mercy of the Lord, we get His mercy in the form of prasad. Like Prabhupada also says, that we cannot see Krishna everywhere. So Krishna incarnates in the form of archa vigraha. For us this is also wood, right? This is wooden chair. But from the same wood, we can carve deity of Krishna. We make marble altars, but from the same marble we can make deity of the Lord. So Lord is so merciful that He accepts that form so that we can develop that loving relationship. So it is on us how sincerely we serve that Archa Vigraha form of the Lord, so that we accept that Archa Vigraha to be supreme protector. So that we accept that Archa Vigraha to be the supreme beneficiary of all things we do. So that we accept that Archa Vigraha to be our best friend. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarva lokam maheshwaram. He is a proprietor. Just imagine, we come to this place for some days, maybe some are visiting Vrindavan. We occupy a room for a few days, and then when we go, can we tell to the owner of the building that, okay, now I am leaving this place, you can keep it? Do we ever say that? It doesn't belong to us. It doesn't belong to us. For example, you find a 100 rupee note on the road, and if you take it, you are trying to enjoy it. That is wrong. But if you throw it, assuming that it is not yours, it doesn't belong to anybody, that is also wrong. It belongs to somebody. So Prabhupada says we are neither the enjoyer, neither we are the renouncer. What we have to renounce? Everything belongs to the Lord. He is the supreme proprietor. What are we thinking to renounce? We have to renounce the mentality that we are the proprietor. Actually, Krishna is the owner of everything. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He is the proprietor of all that is created. So, the moment we think that we have to renounce, that means we claim that we are the proprietor of that thing. So even having the desire to enjoy is also wrong, and the desire to renounce is also wrong in that way, because we think that we are the owner. So Prabhupada explained this in this one of the class like this. So we are neither the renouncer, we are neither the enjoyer. We are just trying to sincerely practice the path given by the perfected beings of hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. That is what is expected from us. And by doing that process, we will gradually change our consciousness, where we will start thinking like the demigods are thinking here, that Krishna can only protect me. Otherwise we will think, oh no, he will protect me, my house can protect me, but earthquake can demolish the house in 1 second. What protection do you have? Medical policies are not protecting you. They are just giving you a hope that you can live long. But we cannot live even a second more than that is destined for our life. So this understanding that Krishna is the supreme protector is very, very important. And to reach to that understanding, we have to continuously associate with devotees who are living with these principles. Like I generally share this example that there was one saint begging on some shop in Vrindavan, and the shopkeeper throws a coin on him, and he throws back the coin to the shopkeeper. And somebody like me was sitting, I asked why he threw it back. Did you give him some less money? He didn't say anything, and he threw another coin now. And the person took and went away. And then I again asked, so now you gave him more? He said no. Previously I gave him more, but he didn't need more. He just needed what I gave him next time. So he was contented with it, because he knew that this is enough for me today. So this is the level of devotion, this is the level of surrenderance that is expected to be more from all of us. If we try to accumulate huge wealth, if we try to accumulate all kind of arrangements and understanding that this will protect us, then it is wrong. This is a mundane understanding. This is understanding given by the current education system. The Shastric understanding is Krishna mare rakhe ke, Krishna rakhe mare ke, something like this, right? Just one whom Krishna protects, nobody can kill. And one whom Krishna wants to kill, nobody can protect. That is the understanding. So demigods are living this principle. So the moment anything happens to them, they immediately run to Krishna. Oh, Krishna will protect us, please protect us. And then they are really protected also. So even though Indra did some mistakes, but Krishna always took his side. Like a father, a loving father, he might sometimes chastise us, but still he loves us. Like Indra wanted to devastate whole Vrindavan, with Samantak, Samvat. What is the name of that cloud? Sorry? Samvarta cloud, yes. He was trying to devastate whole Braj. But then Krishna didn't say him anything. He just ignored him. And Indra understood that, oh, my Supreme Personality is not happy. What I am trying to do, I am trying to kill his cows who are so dear to him. I am trying to kill the gopis, the gopas. No. But Krishna had so many arrangement in that. He wanted to spend time with the 7 days continuous with them. No disturbance. He went nowhere. 7 days they were just enjoying each other darshans. That was Krishna's plan in doing this pastime. And he gave good association to the Brajvasis, 7 days, to the cows, to the gopis. And Indra, he was ashamed now. He was so ashamed. But the point I am trying to make is because Indra is always going to the Lord whenever there are challenges, so Krishna forgives him. So even if we will keep doing some mistakes because we are conditioned, but still we should try to practice this principle that Krishna is our supreme protector, Krishna is the supreme provider, he can only take care of us. I think this is what I have to say from this shlok. If you have any questions, any comments, we can take your 10 minutes. Small, just 2 lines. Narendra Prabhu? Yes, Jai Tirtha Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Pujita Prabhuji, Indra is fighting with the Krishna with the rain, and then again Krishna forgave him, and then again he fighting for the Parijat, this fool.
So, we should also do that?
No. So just I want to, he always, why like a...
See, they are just doing a role play, like Arjuna here. He is behaving as if he is a fool. He doesn't know that he is a soul, he is acting as if he is a body, but it's not that he does not know that he is a soul. So, Krishna makes us act, especially these empowered personalities, to preach a bigger message to the society at large, so that we learn from that. But despite we know all these mistakes done by Indra, we still continue to do mistake ourselves. So the main message from that is that if we don't change, our life will be more miserable. That is the message for us. This is how I understand this situation. Not that Indra is a fool, or that Krishna is overly partial to him, but these are just role plays. To teach the devotees, to the followers, that how we should live our life in a submissive mood to the Lord, accepting His system, not trying to show that we are the doers. Indra was thinking like this. When they were offering everything to Govardhan, they said, I am giving rain. Why they are offering to Govardhan? It should all come to me. He was thinking like this. So at least we should avoid those thought processes. That is the main message or main learning from this. That if we behave like Indra, we will be in a bigger messy situation. Already we are in a challenging situation, and then we are inviting more. So gradually, by listening to these pastimes, we have to try to change our consciousness, try to change our thought process, where we start being more submissive, more surrendered. We start assuming the authority of the Lord in every situation. We start accepting Him as the supreme controller, not that somebody else is controlling. So this is only, even Brahmaji, even Shivji, they were all bewildered in different situations. So we can see all demigods are praying here, even Brahma, Shiva, everybody is praying. Please protect us. They could not withstand this universal form. So it's inconceivable how this Supreme Personality who is controlling everything was moving in Braj as a small child, fearing from Mother Yashoda as if she will beat her. Just imagine, this is another situation, He was crying. Who can make Krishna fear? He fears the fear personified. How can Krishna be? But he was so fearful. Anybody who thought that pastime would think, oh my God, he's crying. So Krishna makes it look so real, but every pastime is just to give a message to us that we become more submissive to the Lord, we become more surrendered to Him, and accept His supremacy. I think that should be the main message from all these pastimes.
Thank you, Bhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Normally, in the meaning, in the translation, the great sages, the perfected beings, they are also crying, and they say all peace. Normally, we say even our two friends fighting each other, someone will say Shanti, Shanti, will say they want to pacify. So such a fearful condition, they should not be make fight. They are afraid, That's why they said Shanti, Shanti. So here also the perfected beings, they know three column, they know past, present and future tense. Then how come they said they know it is the Lord in the universal form? Then how come they are crying all peace, all peace?
See, as we read in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the beginning the sages are asking questions. So, it is not that they were not aware of those answers of those questions, but because they wanted all good for the society at large. So similarly here, they are asking all peace not for themselves, but they understand that none of the people in this world can withstand this form of the Lord. Even they who know Krishna as the Shyam Sundar, having two hands playing flute, this demigod, they also know this form of the Lord. But when they saw this universal form, out of pain for the general living beings in the world, they are praying this, not for themselves. Their mood is for the benefit of others. I read this in Bhurijan Prabhu's commentary to this, in Surrender Unto Me. So this is for the living beings, not for themselves. Because they are themselves peaceful, they are always in peace, meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord. But when they saw this form, they said, "Oh Prabhu, please, don't show this. People cannot take this. So please show us that original form which is beautiful and we can relish your pastimes." So in Bhagavatam it is more about creation and then all the pastimes, all the different incarnations and kind of. So basically, as I understand from this, is they are praying this peace. They are crying out of their, compassion for the other living beings in the world. Thank you. Okay. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.